Welcome to this episode of Home Built Workshop. Today, I'm gonna build these cool little storage racks for my drill press and tackle a mess that's been bugging me for a long time. So if you remember back at the beginning of this year, when I made the toolbox drawer organizer, one of my goals was to try to get some things more organized. And one of the areas that I said that drives me nuts and still does is my drill bit storage. I'm going to attempt to tackle that today in this project. So this package of metric Forstner bits is kind of what drove me over the edge and really made me decide I needed to get on this project. I had to purchase these for some guitar projects, as several of the holes I needed were metric and I didn't have a good set of metric Forstner bits. But since it's in this plastic clamshell packaging, I can't put it in a drawer. They're gonna fly all out, bang all over each other, and be ruined. I don't want that to happen. So now my goal is to come up with a solution to store these bits. This is one of those projects that I'm not 100% sure on how I'm gonna do this. I've got some ideas, I've done some sketches, but I just can't quite finalize the design, so I'm just gonna tackle it. Have you ever had a project like that where you think and think and think and you do some sketches or maybe even a drawing, but you just can't quite come to a conclusion as to how you want the thing to look? That's this project for me. So I think I'm gonna start out with the pieces that actually hold the drill bits. I know that I wanna incorporate a French cleat so that I can hang the drill bits on a French cleat. That way I can remove them, use what I need, and hang them back up. And also I can rearrange them as necessary as I kind of finalize things a little bit. I've got some pine 4x4s that were salvaged from some pallets. I've also got some pine pallet wood and a few other scraps of wood. I'm going to try to incorporate them, figure out how I'm going to make these work. I think the first thing I need to do is send these through the planer and get them cleaned up. I've already gone through and made sure there's no nails. Rather than running down the table saw, I think I'm just going to plane the edges flat and go from there. Now on the table saw, I'll rip these down so that I have some 2" by 1.5" strips. Now with my blade set at an angle, I'm going to cut an angle along the top of these pieces. This will hold the drill bits at an angle, which will hopefully make it easier to put them in and remove them from this shelf. So now I've got a whole bunch of these kind of an odd shaped piece. These are the pieces that are going to hold the bits. I plan to drill some holes at 90 degrees to this angled face so the drill bit can sit down in here. I'm going to attach these to the wall using a French cleat. I'm going to attach a strip to the back that's cut at a 45-degree angle so that it can hang on the wall. This way I can remove it if I need to use some different drill bits or something, or I can just pull one out individually and leave the rest of it hanging on the wall. I'll start by ripping them down the same height as the piece that's going to hold the drill bit, except I'm going to add the thickness of my saw blade to that width. This way, when I rip them down at a 45-degree angle, the thickness that I'll lose to the saw blade will make it exactly the same height as the piece that'll hold the bits. Now I'm going to glue the cleat to the back of the block. I'm going to use the other half of the cleat as a spacer. I'll just give these a little bit of time to dry, then we'll cut them apart. Now I need to mark out a center line and the holes that I'm going to drill to hold the drill bits. Now I've grabbed the drill bits and I'm just playing around with the placement on here, trying to get them all to fit. Now I'm just going to take a pencil and mark out on either side of the shank of the drill bit. Now I'll just use the center punch and mark the hole along the line where I need to drill. Now I'm just going to take a Sharpie and write on the front of the holder the size of the drill bit. I'll finish it all up with a couple of coats of spray lacquer. Now I'll just drill and countersink the cleat so that I can mount it to the wall. I'll use a level to make sure it's square, and I'll also get a great shot of my arm. And here's all of them up on the wall together. I think it looks really good. It's going to keep my drill bit safe, a lot more accessible, and start cleaning up some of that mess in my drill bit drawer. You may have noticed in the video that I made quite a few pieces, but I actually only showed the installation of the one, and that's because really the process was the same for all of them, and I figured it wasn't really relevant that I install every single one of them. The process was exactly the same, just drilling the holes, laying out for all the different bits, hanging them up on the wall. The thing I like about these is I can take the whole rack down, take it to where I'm working if I need to, or I can rearrange them, move them around as necessary. I've got one for standard Forstner bits, I've got one for metric Forstner bits, and this one down here just has like my plug cutters and my countersink tools, my snappy bits, and some sanding drums that I use quite a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I know it's going to make a big difference in my workflow and also remove some of the frustration of my drill bit mess. It's been bugging me for a long time, and this is just a step in getting that taken care of. These things are easy to make. You can make it to hold whatever, drill bits, any sort of other accessory, or anything that you need to store on the wall. Man, a French cleat is super handy for hanging stuff up. It's something I've been really kind of liking lately and trying to incorporate it into some projects because it is so versatile. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click the bell icon down below so that you'll get notifications when I post new videos. Sometimes it doesn't always come up in your recommended video feed, but if you click the bell, you will for sure get a notification when I post a new video. Down in the description, you'll find links to my website, you'll find all my social media links, as well as a link to my second YouTube channel called Inside Home Built Workshop, where I do some behind the scenes stuff that's going on in and around the shop. So if you want to check that out, head on over there and subscribe as well. I sure would appreciate it. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. And there's sawdust in my eye. Good. Aww. And then I'll write the wrong number because I laid the drill bits out in the wrong order. And I'm gonna have to sand that off. Hopefully that Sharpie comes off. Haha! Take that, Sharpie. Bam.